Hi, Jack Canfield here again with another segment of Talking About Success. And I have an extraordinary guest today who's written a wonderful book called Love Unfiltered. And the author is Michael Murphy. Michael lives in Oakland, I believe, and you have a Volkswagen dealership up there. You've been a very successful entrepreneur. But more importantly, I think, is this book you've written. I love the subtitle, Tear Down Your Walls, Open Your Heart, Live Your Life on Purpose. And you have really lived those principles, and they've created a great level of success in your life, and you're now sharing that with other people. So tell me how you came to write this book.
Well, actually, my wife passed away in June of 11 after a 9-month battle with breast cancer. I was writing a love story book, and in the middle of it, up popped this book because I wanted to share with the world the ability to create any desire that they want in their life. A technology that was taught to me that changed my life, and I just wanted to share it.
And I've talked to you before, and talk about how you came to that technology. What was the wake-up call for you?
Yeah, I was very fortunate. I mean, I grew up in an alcoholic home. I ran away at 14 and with no education, no money, and my life was a mess. And I woke up one day and realized what a loser I was. And a friend of mine at the same time acknowledged what a loser I was, and he said, "Hey, I have a friend I think might be able to help you." And so I met his friend, and I went to his house for 1 hour a week for 7 weeks. And he promised me, he said, "Mike, at the end of 7 weeks, I promise you, if you do what I say, you will get everything you want in life." And he was charging $50 an hour, and I didn't have 50 cents. And but I invested in myself, and it paid huge dividends. And because what he taught me was the ability to identify what I truly wanted, and then he taught me how to attract it into my life. And I was blown away by how fast it happened, and so far exceeded my expectations in the wildest dreams of my life. And that's what I want to share.
Yeah, I think you shared with me, you said, I wanted $10,000 and like $100,000 showed up. It was 10 times multiplier. Very, very cool. I want to go back a step. What does a 14-year-old do when he runs away from home at 14?
Well, I got on a bus in Cincinnati, Ohio with $4 in my pocket. I got off in Lexington, Kentucky, and I started hitchhiking. And fortunately for me, because I had no place to go and no job, a Catholic priest picked me up and literally probably maybe saved my life, who knows. But I got a job, got me into school, and got me going. And I lied to him. And when the truth came out, he called my parents, and I had to deal with that. And I continued that pattern, though, for many years.
Being independent.
Yes.
Well, it's paid off.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about love. I mean, love is not a normal term you hear tossed around in the halls of business. But to you, it's what you're calling your secret of success.
Yeah, I met my other half and fell madly in love with her. And 10 months after that, discovered a malignant tumor in her breast. And she was only 29 years old at the time. And we went through a 9-year battle with breast cancer. And the beautiful experience that I got to witness, as painful as it was at the time, is this amazingly physically beautiful woman, but internally beautiful soul. Every time she would let go of something in the material world, it was replaced with love. And as she got closer and closer to her death, in fact, in November of 2010, the doctor said to her, "Margot, if you do nothing, you have 6 weeks to live. And if you choose to fight it, you have 6 months to live at best." And she chose to fight it. And so over 6.5 months, I watched this amazing woman detach or let go everything in the material world, including me, until nothing exists but pure love. And when she took that last breath, I was there. It was a sacred experience and a beautiful experience. Of course, later I was totally devastated. And in that moment of devastation, I believe that my higher power came in, sliced open my heart, took out all the BS, all the self-centeredness, all the arrogance, and replaced it with love. And 3 years later, I realized that we are called to love and to serve one another as human beings.
Interesting. Now, I know that experience of your wife dying of cancer has affected you in a sense of wanting to give back in that arena.
Yes.
And you've started a nonprofit organization. Talk a little about that. What's it called and what does it do?
Well, it's the Love for Margot Foundation, and we work with women below the poverty line. So in the Bay Area, it's mostly African American women as they battle cancer. and we also do it in Coachella Valley, Palm Springs area, and mostly Hispanic. And what happens when a woman gets diagnosed with cancer is she loses her income, and she's on the government troll, if you will, and she's fighting for her life. And these women have literally pennies a day to live on, so we support them financially while they go through their treatment and hopefully get back on their feet. What happens a lot of times, we literally stay with them till the end and do whatever we can, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to eliminate or alleviate their suffering.
Well, you're a beautiful man with a beautiful heart, and this book talks about how you got there and how the rest of us can get there as well, and how that can benefit us in our relationships, in our health, in our businesses, and so forth. So I really appreciate you, number one, writing this book, because I believe love is the answer. The Beatles had it right. And I encourage people to read this book, because I really, it's funny, when I wrote my book, The Success Principles, it was because I wanted to be done talking about success. But I learned that you don't write a book and then don't talk about it for a while. But love is what I really wanted to start talking about, and one of my future books will be about that, but you've already gone and written a really important book about it. So I want to encourage everyone to read that. If people want the book, you can go, I assume, to most bookstores, Amazon.com, places like that.
Correct, and I also have a website, Mike Murphy Unfiltered, and if they go there, I'd be happy to send them a video for free with my process of how to manifest anything that they deeply desire with a technology that was taught to me that I don't see written about much, that really makes it happen quickly. So I invite them to go to Mike Murphy Unfiltered and get the book, but more importantly, get a free video on how to create their deepest desire of their heart.
MikeMurphyUnfiltered.com. Okay, and the book, Love Unfiltered. I can't urge you strongly enough to read this book. I think it'd be very helpful to you. So thank you, Mike. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the good work you're doing in the world. And for the rest of you, I always end these by saying, go out and create the life of your dreams. Go to his website. He has got some technology to help you do that. And again, read the book. So until next time, go out and create the life of your dreams.